It is a battle of the financial titans, Fed Chairman Ben Bernanke versus Treasury Secretary Tim Geithner. Typically, they are on the same page. Well, in an unusual story, the Fed has rejected a request from Geithner for a public review of the central bank's structure and responsibilities. Bloomberg reporter Craig Torres joins us now to explain this conflict within the Obama administration. Great to see you, Craig.
Hi, great to see you, Lori.
Well, so is the Fed under attack in Congress? What's going on here?
Oh, yeah, they are. And, they're blamed for not supervising correctly, letting all these subprime mortgages get written. And so I think in the spirit of grand financial reform, Tim Geithner wanted the Fed to take a hard look at itself. So and somebody decided that it wasn't time to do that.
So what's the reaction? How are they countering proposals that would strip them of some authority?
That's a good question. I think what they're trying to do is step up supervision. They've written a lot more agreements with banks this year than they have in a long time. And, they're trying to reformulate their way they approach bank supervision. One of the great things they did this year was the so-called stress test, where they compared 19 banks and exposed those results to the public.
Is there, though, any evidence that the Fed could satisfy congressional criticism that they did a poor job of supervising in the past and then can do a better job in the future?
Well, I think they could make a strong argument on the basis of their structure, right? They have 12 regional banks around the country. They're in touch with big, small banks every day. Very few agencies in Washington have the armies of supervisors and then the technical component of economists. They can definitely play from their strengths to try and convince Congress that they should have a large role in bank supervision.
Now, Craig, we have a little time left, and I'd like to ask you about the meeting. The Fed begins its two-day meeting on rates. Now, obviously, we're really focused on how the Fed is going to characterize the economy, and if we're going to get any hints about the exit strategy, if they're going to increase rates when, about the buying of the MBS and the GSE debt. What do you think? What are you hearing from your sources?
Well, right. So obviously, they're concerned that there's this inflation fear or risk that because the balance sheet's so high. So they've got to talk about the exit. But in listening to Fed officials, it's pretty clear they think it's way too early to begin tightening. They'll probably upgrade their outlook on the economy in the Fed statement. Chairman Bernanke said this month that the recession is very likely over. They can't avoid that, but I don't think you're going to see any indications that they're going to tighten in November.
All right, Craig Torres, who covers the Fed for Bloomberg News, reporting today in Washington. Thanks so much, Craig.